Okay, you all, welcome back to our last segment, Rep Your City, where we're talking today about the beautiful city in Hawaii of Molokai. Molokai, Hawaii is an island in the Central Pacific of Hawaii. And on this island um, of Molokai, northern, uh, the peninsula there, which is the Kalai Apupa. Can I tell y'all something? My puppy has not barked since I got her, and she outside there's a puppy that's that's crying, and she just started barking. Oh my God, good girl, Coco Chanel, you barking, good girl. But we're not gonna be barking all the time now. They were saying at the animal shelter, oh, just give her time. You won't want her to be like you'll be happy that she's not barking until she starts barking. But oh, that was so cute. Good girl. You said your voice. You gave your little voice. Good job, Mama. Oh. And the cats are meanwhile, they're like, well, shoot, we've been meowing the whole time. Those two. Anyway, back. I don't know what happened to that puppy. That's scary. Oh my gosh. Ooh. The city of Molokai is located on the peninsula of. Let me see how to say this. I like to try and learn how to say it, um, because Hawaii is such a beautiful place, but it's it has a lot of hard to say words.
Kalaupapa.
Kalapapa. Okay, so Kalapapa National Historic Park is an isolated peninsula. And so with that, um, Malachi is covers an area of approximately 260 square feet, which is 673 square kilometers, and is situated in the Central Pacific Ocean. But I bring this up because it's one of their larger cities there in Hawaii, and it lies southeast of Alo of Oahu, O of one of their other northeast of Maui, with Malachi Channel separating it from these islands. So it's a beautiful city in Hawaii. The lifestyle there is Malachi's famous for its unhurried and tranquil way of life. I definitely am going to visit here because then I can totally relaxed. My neighbor, she's from Hawaii, and she's like, "Oh, cool." She said, "We're not moving there now, but we are planning to move there eventually." Her husband's from the Philippines, and so basically, she's like, "You always have somebody to come visit." So I'm excited because then I can have somebody show me around. Now I'm not sure which island she lives on. I'm gonna check in with her and find out. But oftentimes in the city of Malachi, visitors will describe it as being authentic Hawaiian, meaning that it's preserving a sense of tradition and culture as well as values. So it hasn't really lost its aesthetics, of course, but for the most part, it is much, very much culturally uh, still culturally sound as far as Hawaii goes, and it hasn't been too Americanized or colonized as you would have it. But basic um, the basic lifestyle of
Kalaupapa.
Kalapapa, the Kalapapa National Park, um, which is located on Malachi, is the home of the Kalapapa National Park, like I mentioned. And it's also once a leprosy settlement where, wow, individuals with leprosy would be quarantined back in the late 19th century and the 20th century. So now the park provides insight into the history of the disease and the people who live there. Isn't that cool? I mean, not as it goes, but interesting to think how culturally that was close to biblical stuff, because even in the 19th and 20th centuries, way beyond biblical time, when we learned about leprosy, when I first learned about leprosy was via Bible studies. So back then, you know, um, leprosy was completely different. But when there weren't cures for it in the 17th and 18th century, 19th and 20th century, and things that finally, there is a cure for leprosy now, by the way. But Kalipapa National Park used to be the quarantine space for that. Then there's the Palai Coast, which Molokai boasts its stunning natural beauty, because it's particularly along the rugged Palai Coast that towering sea cliffs and lush valleys are that we see are as such a breathtaking, gorgeous view can be seen and experienced. Also, there's some hiking trails and boat tours and scenic flights that can be taken in that area. But for the most part, uh, we talk about these areas. We also have some beautiful sites that we can see on Malachi, and another one is a beautiful waterfall. Excuse me, the beautiful waterfalls, but also in Kamaga. In Kamaga, Kamada. How did she say that? Kamaga. It doesn't look like that. Kamada. Interesting. Kamaga. Kamada. Interesting. It does not look like that. So anyway, in Kamada Preserve, this is a nature preserve of Molokai, and it protects the island's unique floral and fauna. And it features a diverse range of ecosystems, including rainforest and wetlands, and a rare native plant and species that we've never seen or would not know of if they weren't being preserved in the Kamaka Preserve, which is really, really cool. In also on this island of Malachi, there is uh, the there are other beautiful sightseeing places that we can take note of, and that would be there's a valley by the name of Halawala. Oh, I muted it. Sorry, let me unmute it. Halawala.
Halawa.
Halawa. So Halawa is a valley that is one of the most picturesque spots on Molokai Island and in Hawaii. And it's not only lush and isolated with um, or cascading waterfalls also, but it has taro fields and a rich Hawaiian cultural history. So, what are taro fields, you might ask? A taro field is, sorry, a taro field is what we, taro fields are like, there's like sugar cane, you know, and different types of uh, crops that can be grown there. But they pretty much have like um, one of the main sources of cultivation for Hawaii's favorite starch, the taro root. So basically, in those fields, they can grow other things, but mainly they grow the taro root. So anyway, the taro root is kind of like, for Hawaiians, they use it. It's kind of like a staple, but for the most part, um, the told you about tests being tested. The Hawaiians, they believe in sacred beauty and richness of the Kauai's North Shore and its majesty, but it grows the tallow starch. They call it, one of their favorite starches. But these fields are one of their main source of cultivation in Hawaii, and they respect this plant because it's prepared in many ways and it can be eaten in its entirety. But it's basically a vast patty that feeds and nurtures the callow. So it's a patty and it's colorful, as well as it can be harvested year round. And the farmers work relentlessly in knee deep mud, mind you, and battle enemies and apple snails and droughts just to maintain the productivity of their fields. So that's amazing. But for the most part, traditional Hawaiian culture, Molokai is deeply rooted in a traditional Hawaiian culture, like I mentioned, and they take pride in their heritage. Ancient practices such as the hula, and traditional fishing techniques are still practiced here. But it is one of their, I believe, the second or the third largest city. Let me double check. It's located in the state of Hawaii. Oh, it's the fifth largest city, but it's one of the least developed of the main Hawaiian islands. But it's known as very friendly, and Molokai is cherished for its natural beauty and unique culture and laid back atmosphere. So if you're looking to relax, sit back, and enjoy beauty and the waterfalls and just not move with hustle and bustle and remember what that if you never experience it, you could actually experience it. But there are wonderful packages that you could have a travel agent make for you so that you can just go and enjoy the tranquility of this island. It has limited tourism, but unlike some of the more touristy Hawaiian islands, Molokai maintains a low key and undeveloped atmosphere. So, because of that, it's limited. It has limited resorts and commercial activities, but it is an ideal destination for those seeking a peaceful and authentic Hawaiian experience. But if you visit Molokai, it will provide you with an experience of Hawaii's natural beauty, but also their culture and their immense um, oneness in local tradition and just the comfort of a simpler way of life and a way for, the bustling tourist crowds to be avoided. You be away from it. So that sounds like something I would love, giving me great opportunity to relax and sleep. But that is our Rep Your City island for the, I'll say island, city for the week, which is Molokai, Hawaii. So if you are looking to enjoy a wonderful, lush, beautiful place, please enjoy Molokai, Hawaii. And thank you for listening today and bearing with me and getting me through our Dina Marie Live podcast for the day. I am all scratched up, tired, and overworked and underpaid, honey. But it's okay because my day is coming, as should yours, you all. But I do want to close with this, you all. At the top of our podcast, we spoke about human trafficking. Please try to make sure you're part of the healing process in getting these people off the street and keeping our babies safe. I have provided the human trafficking number located at the bottom of the screen, and as these posts on YouTube, I am going to get better at tagging more on YouTube because that does help with the authenticating part of growth. The organic part of me growing. It's just like I stated, it's a lot. So I will add this in the description, and it is part of the title of the Wishes for the World. on the platforms out there. On many of them, it should post on all the platforms, so that phone number and the text number will be available, and it will also be in each video on this particular podcast. So I thank you once again, and I appreciate you always listening in, even if you don't stay long. But I do appreciate you, and I thank you for tuning in to Dina Marie Live. Until next week, you all have a safe, happy, and prosperous week. Thank you. Bye bye.